Yo, what is up guys? Boris here, coming to you guys with my first Duel Links battle video. Today, the ranks reset, and so we're going to be doing some duels with this, what I think might be one of the best Dark Magician Girl decks out there, best spellcaster decks out there. It revolves around Magician Circle and getting out Dark Magician Girl, 2000 attack point beater. And the thing about this is that normally this is ran with Yugi for the Yami ability, but we're going to be running with Bandit Keith for a little bit more card selection. We can shuffle them back in because running 3 Dark Magician Girls, you could start with all 3 in your hands. So it's going to be an experiment, but I think that this deck will actually be pretty powerful. And I haven't actually been doing ranked ever since I started playing the game. I've done a little bit of ranked mode on stream, but primarily I just stick to collecting cards. The ranked mode really has some bugs, like on stream. I was dueling one time and all my cards just got destroyed and I instantly lost, and it said lost to time even though I hadn't wasted any time. And then the next time I tried doing ranked duels, my screen was frozen the other person didn't run out of time. So I don't know, man. I haven't had the best experience with ranked duels, but before we do that, we switched to Bandit Keith. Good. So we're gonna try out this spellcaster deck, guys, and see how it fares against some rank duelists, and hopefully we can, take some decks and take them all the way to King of Games. We definitely want to start with this spellcaster deck because, I mean, 3 Dark Magician Girls, you don't see that every day. I just got really lucky and managed to pull 2 in one drop, so that was pretty awesome. I think I was just doing Taya trying to get some Supremacy Berries, and I ended up getting 2 Dark Magician Girls to drop in one duel. So decided to put the deck together, and we're going to start off. So I think we're going to see a lot of Yami Yugi on ladder, and that's why I think that this deck is going to be really good, because even if you don't draw your spellcasters, they can draw their spellcasters. And a Magician Circle works both ways. Even if they attack you, you can still activate it as long as it's a spellcaster monster that's attacking. Okay, and you're going to start with a Dark Effigy. So I believe Yami boosts Fiends and Spellcasters. So Ancient Elf might seem like a weird pick here, but the reason we have it in there is because it can be searched by the Legion Fiend Jester. And do I want to activate anything here? Well, we're not in the best spot, that's for sure. I don't think I'll need this Twister, so I'm gonna actually try to get a different monster here, because I don't want to get rid of the Yami. Yami is annoying if he plays Golden Apple. Contribute. Okay, so this is the reason why Ancient Elf is in the deck, is to get it off Legion, but I just drew Legion. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple things here. It's going to set everything, and we're going to set the Legion, and hopefully he cannot get around it. And then next turn we can go off with 2 Magician Circle. That's 2 Dark Magician Girls. That's 4,000 damage. As you can see, this deck can pile up damage really quickly. However, against a spellcaster deck or a Yami deck, they can get theirs too. So it's a lot about, being careful on who uses summon. Okay, not too bad. Now this does boost attack and defense. So my Legion should be 1700 defense. No need to use a Mirror Wall. No need to use anything right now. This is a Pyro, I believe. Yeah. Okay. If this card's sent to the field to the graveyard, I think if you sacrifice him for a Dark Magician Girl, you can search out Ancient Elf. That's why I have it in the deck again. So if we draw Dark Magician Girl, we can switch put Ancient Elf back in the deck and then get it back by tributing the field. Yeah, we could have 3 Dark Magician Girls next on turn 2 if we just draw one right now. Yay, we drew it. Okay, awesome. So let's see if this works. We're going to activate this skill. Put Ancient Elf back in the deck. Yeah, that was a good start. This is my first time playing with this triple Dark Magician Girl build, and I think it might turn out pretty well. Assuming this works, I don't know if this actually works. So Legion is going to the graveyard. Dark Magician. Okay, yes, it works. So now we can get the Ancient Elf back. No, I don't want to use this. And yeah, it's time to. This guy better have some Dark Magician Girls of his own. Otherwise, he's gonna be in big trouble. Activate one. And actually, if we activate both right here, since he only has one spot available, I think he might only be able to summon one of them. But I'm not too sure how this works. Yeah, summon a Dark Magician. Oh my god, he's gonna get salty, man. He is gonna get salty. I don't think he expected the triple Dark Magician Girl opening, you know, in like what is Silver 1 or something. So I think he's searching his deck, trying to pick out the best one. This is nice. I like this deck. I really like this one so far. Okay, so yeah, most of these run Arsenal Summoner. And then we're going to summon our Dark Magician Girl again. 3 Dark Magicians turn 2. And yes, we're going to replay the attacks. We're just going to attack all of them. And yeah, I don't think he has any Sphere Karibos or anything. And worst case scenario, we have a mirror wall. And yes, those are 2 mirror walls. Guys, by the way, you guys might be wondering if I'm pay to win or anything. Not really. I do spend a little bit whenever there's a deal, like the specials that guarantee you an extra SR. That's how I got my 3rd Magician Circle, is I got this is just a bonus SR. But personally, I haven't really spent that much in the game. I just spend on any time there's like a deal. I think it's normally the 10-pack deal or the 3-pack deal. I buy those. And then GG. And I just got lucky. Mirror wall, I pulled it right off the bat, and then I reset the box and got another one. And so yeah, a good start for this deck. This deck I think can help us climb pretty quickly. The problem with my old version, I did have, you know, this is obviously not my first version of the deck. I did play an earlier version on stream, and people really enjoying that deck. But the problem is, if I ran up against a spellcaster deck, I would be at a disadvantage because they would normally have 2 Dark Magician Girls, and I would only have 1. So if I attacked and we both Magician Circle, they would end up, you know, with the advantage. However, with 3 Dark Magician Girls, that is that 1-up over your opponent spellcaster deck. So that sort of helps out in the mirror match. But for now, I don't know. I think 3 might be a little bit too much, but we'll see. Okay, no Magician Circle, and we do have Dark Magician Girl. We might put the Ancient Elf back. That way, if we draw a Legion Fiend Jester, we can tribute for Dark Magician Girl, or we can try to just draw towards a Magician Circle as well. Yeah, he's summoning the Dark Effigy. Okay, let's see what we draw. Okay, Legion Fiend Jester, perfect. So we're actually going to activate the skill, put Ancient Elf back. And I have a lot of 1-ups just for extra stuff, like Element Magician can actually attack twice if I have an Arsenal Summoner. Okay, so drawing the 2nd Dark Magician Girl is not too nice, but it's better than nothing. Then we can tribute summon. He allows me to tribute summon a spellcaster as an extra tribute once per turn when I summon him. I'm gonna send him to the graveyard. And then we get the Ancient Elf back. So it's a big cycling machine. This deck's all about card advantage. I also play the 3 Arsenal Summoners with the 1 Guardian Machine Monster. So I think that's why Bandit Keith is a much better pick for this deck than Yami and Yami's ability, Yugioh's ability. I lose out on the 200 attack bonus, and 200 attack and defense bonus, but I do get some card advantage, and I get a little bit of more consistency in there. Because again, if you start with 2 or 3 Dark Magician Girls, might be a bit of a problem. Here, if I draw my 2nd Legion Fiend's Jester, same thing. I can put Ancient Elf back and do all that shenanigans again. Enemy controller. Okay. I really want to try to draw Magician Circle, or another either a Mirror Wall, you know, another trap card. I think I'm going to. I like this hand though. Try to get an Arsenal Summoner, maybe. You know what? Let's just summon the Element Magician. Set the enemy controller. I don't think I need to. So yeah, let's put the Dark Magician Girl back actually. Okay, probably the worst card I could have drawn there. maybe, I don't know, maybe Twister would have been worse. Twister, a card I'm trying out. I have 2 Twisters in there. I'm thinking of going down to 1. This is a 21 card deck. Just because 21 cards makes it a little bit just less likely to draw multiple Dark Magician Girls. But it also, I just couldn't, I wanted the second Twister and I couldn't take out a card. So we're either taking out the second Twister to make it 20 cards, or we're just leaving it in. We'll see. Twister is really nice against Mako decks. And right now we're in silver, so there's not that many cards, but like Mask of the Accursed and all that kind of stuff can really help. Twister can help in those cases. Well, I think that is GG here. Yeah, so far so good. 2-0 with this deck. I'm excited. I did do I started recording the video before this one and I was ready to go, but I had selected the wrong deck. So I did technically play 1 round this season before this, but yeah. Looks like you need 2 wins to advance. So yeah, let's keep going. I don't know how many duels we'll do in this video. Probably a few more. And then I might switch it up in every video. We'll see. But I figured I'd start with this Dark Magician deck, Dark Magician Girl deck, because that's a deck that I've started to see become a lot more. We're playing against all Yami Yugis. Yami Yugi's a very powerful deck early on. If you guys are looking to build an early game deck, I always recommend starting off buying the Age of Discovery packs, getting those Arsenal Summoners, getting those Guardians of the Fortress, whatever it's called, the Machine Guardian card, and starting with the Yami effect. Like, it's such a powerful deck. You know, get a Miss Shizuri from that pack, and you're off to a good start. If all monsters your opponent control in defense mode, okay. Is this? That's a Fiend. I'm gonna activate this skill. I'm gonna put the Dark Magician Girl back. Let's see what we draw. Okay, that's good. We're actually just gonna go ahead and straight up Twister this. Now I could attack his guy, but then we run the risk of not drawing a monster, and this is my only monster at the moment. So I am just going to summon him in attack mode, and again have my row of my back row of just traps and spells ready to go. And then next turn we can Magician Circle. So the deck is really nice. You can play really aggressive if you want to, or you can play really defensive. Yeah, he's setting all his cards now. I'll say you can't beat this guy. It's 1450. The 50 extra attack points actually is mattering here. Okay, Element Magician, perfect. Going to attack, and we are going to Magician Circle. Now the one weakness to this deck is Trap Jammer. Trap Jammer kind of screws with this deck a little bit, but running 3 Magician Circles, so if they Trap Jammer 1, we'll have 2 more ready to go. Although in this case we don't have any extras. Okay, so he also has Dark Magician Girl. Again, this is what I was talking about, that in the mirror. Oh wait, actually, so Enemy Controller allows some really cool plays with this card. I managed to get one, I think 2 days ago. I had to use all my Kaiba keys, but I did manage to get one. And it has some really good synergies with this deck. I'll show you what I can do right here. Blockman. Oh, dude. Okay, if I would have been able to destroy the Blockman, I could have Enemy Controller taken control of Dark Magician Girl, and then attack for 4,000. But since we cannot take out Blockman, we cannot do that play. Okay, so we're just gonna attack the Blockman, to be honest. Yeah, so Enemy Controller, again, another card that really synergizes well. You have a lot of card advantage, so sacrificing a monster doesn't really matter. And it would have been a cool play to just take his Dark Magician Girl and attack 4,000. So, but unfortunately we could not do that. That would have been really cool. So here we're just gonna mirror wall. You want to mirror wall in the damage step. Damage step, you can only activate cards that alter their attack or defense. So mirror wall does alter attack, so you can't activate that during the damage step. And you can also activate counter traps during the damage step. But if you activate during declare attack step, they can, I think, Twister it in response. and you don't want that to happen. So we're not gonna pay for that. I think we're good. Arsenal Summoner is fine. It's a fine backup card. We have an enemy controller left. He could have the apple, so you want to attack in the lowest to highest. Because otherwise, if I attack with my Dark Magician Girl here and he goes to 50 life points, I mean, I do have enemy controller, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, there you go. Gold, exactly, golden apple. So you want to play around that kind of stuff. This will not be enough to KO him. So I could take the golden apple with my enemy controller, but it would be in defense mode, and I wouldn't be able to attack him for games. So I'm just gonna get rid of it. Golden apple, guys. This card is just too good, man. It is too good, especially with Yami. That's why you see a lot of Yami Yugi decks. The fact that you can just run that card is insane. Sure. Ancient Elf did its work, did what it needed to do. And I think we're good to go now. And a Dark Magician Girl. So we should be good to go. He could have, I guess, like a Sphere Karibo. But if he did, we're still in a really good spot. Actually, if he had Sphere Karibo, we could just win with enemy controller. Nice. That twister early on the was it this game when I twisted the Shard of Greed? That was a pretty big play. That's why Twister is so good. Twister is very versatile. I try to run 2 in every deck I can run. However, again, this deck it's pretty spell trap heavy. My zones are normally already maxed, so it's tough to use it. But I still think it's really important against Mako, taking out Mako, Mai, or Rex, taking out their field spell right at the beginning really cripples them. You know, Shard of Greed, Mask of the Accursed against the burn decks, just random equipped cards. I mean, it's just really good. You know, you can even, I don't know, there's just too many applications for that to be good. And again, with Bandit Keith, I can shuffle Twister back if I don't need it. So it's actually, see, like right here, it's gonna be really nice. Although Twistering Mountain is not as good. It's not as good as Twistering the other field spells because it's only a 200 attack point bonus. Depending on what he plays, we'll see what happens. The other cool thing about Twister, it is a quick play, so you can use it as a combat trick. So if they attack you, thinking that they have the upper edge because of their field spell, you can Twister while they attack you, and you should be good. Okay, so he has Arsenal Summoner, so that means that will trigger my Magician Circle. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to get rid of the Banner of Courage because that card seems a little bit more threatening than the Mountain. Let's see what we draw. Enemy controller. I'm gonna activate this effect. I'm gonna get rid of the Ancient Elf. I don't think I need it right now. Okay, perfect. Second Magician Circle. That's exactly what I want to see. I think I do want to go ahead and Twister the Banner of Courage. Might as well get rid of it. And there's a wind monster, so if I do get to attack with Element Magician, that would be awesome. Set. I don't want to play the Element Magician though. I want to hold on to it because it'll just get destroyed. So there's no reason for me to attack it. I think we're going to pop both of our Magician Circles, summon 2 Dark Magician Girls, thin those 2 out of the deck, and yeah, I don't know. I hope he attacks with Arsenal Summoner first though, which he should, because if he wants to play around Golden Apple. Golden Apple, would that be a good card in this deck? Golden Apple, I don't think so. Just because you have already way too many trap cards. So he did play around Golden Apple, which is good for us because now we don't take the 1700. Our deck already sets too many spell and trap cards, so Golden Apple wouldn't really be that good, I don't think. See, again, the double Magician Circle when he has 2 monsters on the field means he can only get 1. So one of those is pretty much a free card. Oh, he doesn't have any more. He doesn't have another Arsenal Summoner? Oh, that's interesting. And now 2 Dark Magician Girls. And he's probably raging right now. Like, how did this happen to me? Yeah. Okay, I thought he rage quit there for a second. This is a 20-minute video. I think this will be the end of part 1, maybe, after this game. And then we'll do part 2 in the next round. So, I mean, this game's not over yet. He can still win, you know, through some crazy shenanigans, but, you know, summon Barrel Dragon or something, I don't know. But again, this is only silver, guys. You know, it gets a lot harder once you get to gold, platinum. And then getting that 5 win streak from Plat 3 to King of Games is kind of difficult. So, he's about to end his turn. Let's see what I draw. Guardian. I'm just going to shuffle the Guardian away. Another Dark Magician Girl. Huh. I think we're gonna. Should we risk it? No, we're not gonna risk it. No reason to risk. We could play really risky here, and if we want to go for the win, we could take control of the Warrior Digrapher, and then attack for 20. Yeah, we could. But if he has a Sphere Karibo, which I don't think he has, so I don't think he has it. So we're just gonna go for it. We're just gonna go for yellow play. I don't recommend doing this, but I have the read on him. Then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Actually, we can distribute this one. Look at the Warrior Digrapher. That's yeah, that's enough damage. Yeah. So GG, guys. That was round 1. Pretty easy. I think it was 4 duels. This deck is a lot of fun. Even if we end up, you know, having some troubles later on in gold and platinum, this is pretty much, I think, as good as it's gonna get for a Dark Magician Girl deck. You can go ahead and start adding, you know, Dark Magician and, you know, all these cards, but I think it makes it a bit clunky. And to be honest, I'd rather just more of a tempo style deck where, you know, you try to play cards to flood the board as fast as possible, while try not to die in the meantime. And then once you have, you know, just Dark Magician Girl, potentially 2 turn kill with enemy controller, or with 2 Magician Circles. So, yeah. That's gonna do it. I'll see you guys in the next part. Until then, peace.